Hello and welcome to the first advanced video on Follow POS. This is an advanced video, meaning I will be covering specific modules within the software, more specifically the Accounts Receivable module. So if you feel lost all of a sudden, be sure to go through the basic videos preceding this video and get all caught up. And of course, feel free to pause, rewind, and play if you feel like you've missed something important. Anyways, here we go. Accounts Receivable is a module designed for your customers to pick up tickets and pay on a monthly basis via their account they have in store with you. So in Follow, you can manage their account, and at the end of a certain period, like let's say at the end of the month, you would send them a statement with their due balance, which they would then pay. There's a couple of steps to do this, in fact, and I'll explain those steps as well as go through a test customer, which you can then follow. In fact, you can go ahead and follow me as I go along. First step is to add that customer to accounts, which means that we have to turn them on. So you would go to a customers on the main menu. We would search for their account, which we have found. We'll do Francisco Vivaldi. It would go turn their account on under the accounting tab, and then click on account customer. And that is how you turn them on. Next, we would need their billing address, which is quite common because when we bill them, we kind of need to know where to send it. If the customer already has their address from the top portion, then Follow will automatically copy the information already assigned to them like a snap. So that way we don't have to copy it twice. So I'll just click on billing address, and that would pretty much sort all that information from up on top and then put it down here at the bottom. So there is a sequence to this. We would click on account customer, and then we would click on bill address if we have that information up on top. Or if they don't, you can just go ahead and type this manually. Then we would click on save that information and begin writing tickets. But not before I mention a couple more things. In accounts, there are other specialty fields for the type of billing for a required account customer. If you're sending a statement at the end of the month to one individual person, then a billing address and the account customer checkmark need to be pressed. If you want to link this customer to another account, you can add that exact account number on this field up above. That way, all tickets using this account will be billed to that linked account. So for example, if there is a husband and wife duo and the husband handles the payment, if this is the wife would need to add the husband's account number in this field. Same goes for group accounts like police stations. Each individual officer won't get billed perhaps if they have their station's account linked. Just make sure that the exact account number as shown up here is actually written for that person here, for that respective person. So just it has to be very specific. Another thing is if this customer specifically wants their statement to be automatically billed to their credit card each month, then you would type in their credit card information here, their number, and then expiration date. Maybe not for this customer perhaps, but you kind of get the idea. Okay, so the next thing after we've switched them over to account customer is to actually add tickets onto their account. That means we have to go ahead and write those tickets. So let's click save and close just for sakes. We'll click on write ticket. We'll find our customer and we'll just add a really quick ticket. That's Francisco Vivaldi. Let's do some dry cleaning items. Let's do like a blouse, and let's do a shirt. Then we'll click on save and print. Select the date. Select, and we can verify everything. We can print the ticket, or we can click save and close if we don't want to waste ink and paper. And so let's fast forward into the future. We clean those clothes and mark them ready, so let's go ahead and mark the ticket ready, in fact. So it's 467714, and then we press enter, and then we mark the ticket ready. So the customer has returned for their cleaned items, perhaps. We'll go ahead and click on pick up ticket from the main menu and select our customer. So let's go ahead and select our customer. Yay! And here's the ticket that we just recently marked the tickets ready. So in order to add this ticket to their account, we would select that ticket, click on cash out selected tickets. We would click on the pay exact here, and then we would place on account, and it would say 935 has been placed on account. And that is pretty much it. We've added this ticket onto their account. So now let's pretend that it's the end of the month. We are going to go into the accounts button on the main menu. So here's account. We would select our customer. Select. And here is Vivaldi Francisco. We would select our customer, then select edit. And this is the account management screen. And now we can see the ticket that we previously picked up now added onto the accounts. And here is the amount due, and down here is the balance due, which is the full amount. So again, this is the account management screen. This module allows for a multitude of options, like we can make payments on accounts, we can print customer statements, and then we can add manual invoices. So if we want to add a forgotten ticket onto our system, or we want to move over beginning balances to this account, we would press the add invoice from here. So let's go ahead and add an invoice of like $10 from their previous month, and we'll click on pay by cash. And then it would say added new invoice. It would print out a new line with their due amount here, and it will refresh the amount up to $19.31, including, you know, the ticket that we recently just written. Now, if we want to add a payment, so let's say, for example, this customer comes in and hands you a check of, let's say, $15, then we can add a payment using the respective button below, and then we would add those $15. So let's do $15. Let's say they paid by check. So we'll click on pay by check. It would add a new line saying with a credit $15, and then it will subtract it from that total amount, with the total now being $4.31. If this customer has a credit card on file, we can go ahead and charge the remaining balance onto their credit card, or we can just, you know, we can otherwise we can just add a payment and then do a specific amount and then charge them by credit card here as well. But this charge by balance, that would total up everything and pay that remaining balance. Let's see, what else can we do? Well, we can always change specific due amounts or credit amounts from the field by simply just entering into the field and modifying it. So let's say instead of $9, we would do $10, and then we would press save, and that would modify the balance at the bottom. You can always remove specific invoices by highlighting that desired row and pressing the remove button. So let's remove that payment that they just made, and we'll remove that. It said, do you want to delete this AR transaction? We'll click OK, and that will delete that payment of $15. And that would refresh our balance again. We can always send a bill reminder via email if this customer has an email on file. We can also list all open tickets in this grid from previous months or previous years. This button isn't fairly common to use, so beware, since the invoices shown above are from the previous 30 days. So if you want to see more than 30 days, click list all open tickets. We can display all activity from a different date range using the date range tool below. Just select your dates using the calendars here, and then press the refresh by date range to refresh. Another thing we can do in the screen is to print this customer statement if, let's say, the customer requests it at that time. So to do that, we just click on the print customer statement, and then we go ahead and select the cutoff date, which is usually the end of the month. This is quite important, so we'll just click OK. So if we want to print the statement for this month, including all tickets before this month, today is May, so we can select May the 31st, which is our cutoff date. If we want any balances from any previous months, then they will be added together and rolled over to this month. So we'll just go ahead and click on the 31st. That's our cutoff date, and we'll click on preview. That would make a report right now, and then we can go ahead and print it using a regular 8.5 by 11 Office DeskJet inkjet laser printer. From here, we could see the details of the statement. Usually the statements are printed on a month-to-month basis, so you can see that our cutoff date is the 31st of this month. We can see all the previous balances up to this month, which we currently don't have since the customer is fairly new. Then we would see all the invoices, the payments, all the tickets written, added, from the beginning of the month, which will be added onto the balance due. So this is for the individual statement. It can be a little bit tedious process repeatedly doing this this way for all of the customers. So what if there was a magic button that we can print out statements for all of our customers? Well, in fact, there is. And we'll go ahead and move on to that. First, we'll just go ahead and exit this screen. We'll go back to the customer window and click on a search. From here, we can do actually a variety of things. Normally, if you work with account customers, you may have like 100 or 200 account customers. From here, we can do stuff like batch credit card, batch charge all credit cards on account, and then run an end of the month statement for all your account customers. So let's say if you want to print out all monthly statements, you can click on the respective button right here on the top right. That will print a statement for every one of your account customers. So we'll click on that, print all statements. We'll click OK, select our cutoff date, and that will go through all the customers that are on account, and then we would print make a list, basically make a preview of all our monthly statements. So currently we have 2 people on account. That's Francisco Vivaldi and Francisco Peterson. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll just go ahead and close that. The second thing is to batch charge all credit card. This will go through every customer in Vivaldi who has an account and credit card information, and total up how much they owe, and will attempt to charge the credit card for the amount due. If that goes through, then it will automatically write a payment line into their account stating that they paid for that amount via credit card. End of the month process is a nice feature if, let's say, compiling all monthly statements takes a while. What end of the month process does is roll up all previous balances prior to this month and prints and puts them as one invoice. That way your system can go ahead and run smoothly and quickly when you're running all those print all monthly statements. And that, I think, it's pretty much it about accounts. I've shown you how to add customers to the account and then update their information, such as billing and credit card information. I've also shown you how to batch charge all credit cards, as well as print monthly statements for one customer or all customers perhaps, how to add and modify payments and invoices, and that is it. That is how you go and work the accounts receivable module. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.